Um, it's good to midnight, I guess. It's 5 December. I know how to spell it, but it's December now. Oh, okay, 5 December now. Okay, so we're gonna react to 40 a new day. We're gonna react to Prism's video. You can see it's 1 midnight and 5 minutes.
Already found a ton of problems, glitches, and an insane way to abuse it. First, if you use the spear, it actually can hit mobs through walls, basically like a wall bang in Minecraft. Second off, the lunge enchantment uses more durability the higher level you go. At level 3, a wooden or golden spear instantly snaps the moment you use it. Also, if you look at the item texture, the red part of the spear sits at the bottom, but when you hold it, the red moves to the middle. And if you look closely, the stitching on the spear model is completely off. You can literally see gaps in the texture if you point it toward the sky. But the craziest glitch, YouTuber RaiseWorks found that if you hold a mace in your main hand and a spear in your offhand, the mace's enchantments transfer to the spear. This basically turns it into a bounce weapon. You can just hold down the attack and keep wind bursting off mobs non-stop. Minecraft's new...
This is literally OP.
Stony beaches are usually full of boring stone blocks. However, by mixing in mushroom blocks, cobblestone, dead coral fans, and clay, you can create super detailed pebble beaches.
What?
Stony beaches are... These bats can be made using only 4 blocks. All it takes is 3 blackstone slabs to create the body and wings, and a wither skull for the head. The heads can either go on top of the middle...
What?
These bats can be made using only 4 blocks. All it takes is 3 blackstone slabs to create the body and wings, and a wither skull for the head. The heads can either go on top of the middle slab for a bat flying upward, or in front of it for a bat flying forward. These bats can be... Carved pumpkins all look the same. In real life, we're able to carve creative designs for all of our pumpkins. That's why you should use the Pumpkin Variation Resource Pack. It introduces 31 brand new textures for carved pumpkins and jack-o'-lanterns. Now you can properly decorate your spooky builds with unique pumpkins. Carved pumpkins all look the same.
What is the spider one and the creeper one?
How big can a nether portal get? Well, technically, you can really only make a portal 23 by 20. That's enough time. This witch scarecrow has got to be the most unique design for a scarecrow I've ever seen in Minecraft. Instead of being made of hay and held up with a fence post, this scarecrow is made of moss and held up with a potted azalea. Its arms are made with lightning rods, and this witch's hat is made using a super clever combination of warped trapdoors and slabs, giving the hat's brim an uneven curve. I wish I'd have had that stylish. This witch scarecrow... For a more detailed sandcastle, build the outer walls 3 blocks long and place trapdoors on either side as the castle doors. Add a flower pot on top of each corner as a lookout point. In the middle, you can add a castle flag to show ownership. For a more detailed...
شاهد هذا.
When you explode falling dripstone, it actually causes the stack to split apart and fly into their own directions. This happens because each falling dripstone is treated as its own entity. When you explode falling dripstone, for some designs, you might want more detail than a slab can provide, so in this case, you might be better off adding trapdoors into the mix. A trapdoor is kind of like an even slimmer slab if you think about it. And what's even better is that they can be placed vertically, unlike slabs can. I guess the only problem with building out of trapdoors is that your friends can come by and flip them all, messing up the look of your build. But if you're like me and have no friends, then this building track is perfect! I'm so lonely. For some designs, you might... Hey, you! This weird crab creature has an eye that follows you. Its body is made up of sculpt blocks, a sculpt catalyst, and some... I'm so thirsty! In the summer, it can get very hot, and a refreshing drink is just what you need. You can build a few juice stands by combining some scaffolding blocks along with various colorful blocks. Next, place tripwire hooks on them to create the juice sprout, and finish them off with some carpet lids on the top. I'm so thirsty!
Do you think your English is really...
Snow golems don't spawn naturally. Well, they're not supposed to anyways. But there is a super rare occurrence that can cause them to generate. Enderman can pick up pumpkin blocks and theoretically place 1 on 2 snow blocks, creating a snow golem. But this occurrence is extremely rare. Snow golems don't spawn naturally. Well, they're not supposed to. When you fall in Minecraft, particles from whatever block you landed show up at your feet. But if you land on a lily pad, instead of getting lily pad particles, you'll actually create these water particles. When you fall in Minecraft,
Does your homeschooled kid want to meet?
In order to create a spider statue with long, thin legs that are close
what
together,
the
you should
hell
use a
is
combination
that?
of dark oak If you travel to the beach, you almost always see these. They're called ocean buoys, and they help guide
What?
ships and monitor weather. To build one, just red sandstone and place a bell in the middle. Finish it off with some concrete and iron bars to create your very own buoy. If you travel to the beach, did you know the appearance of Minecraft XP?
Yup, I already
This
watched
is one of the most impressive things ever created in Minecraft. It's the entire recreation of the Breath of the Wild game inside of Minecraft.
What?
It took the creator, Grazzy, 3 years to build the map. And it's
3
honestly quite
years?
satisfying watching how he
Guys, 3 years to build the whole map?
builds some of
That's
these structures.
crazy.
This is definitely one of the largest achievements in all of Minecraft. This is one of... Tired of comp... You know how zombies can break doors?
Yup.
Well, it turns out you can actually trick them into breaking almost anything. Right before
What?
they finish breaking a door, replace it with another block, and the zombie will keep mining that new block instead. It works with literally any placeable or pushable block, so you can even make a
Even
zombie break a
bedrock-
netherite block in just a few punches. But it
Zombies
gets
are
crazier.
OP
If you
now.
replace a door with a shulker box full of items, the zombie will destroy it, and none of the items will drop. Or if you break the door and then light a nether portal right where the zombie's breaking, it'll actually break the portal block itself. And finally, if you use a baby zombie to break a door and then light an end portal while it's breaking it, the zombie will break one of the end portal blocks and have
What?
an illegal portal. You know how zombies can break doors? Well, it turns out you can actually trick them into breaking almost anything. Right before
This
they finish
makes
breaking a door,
zombies
replace it with
OP
another
now.
block, and the zombie will keep mining that new block instead. It works. Help, I can't swim! Luckily, there are some animal floaties nearby. With some white concrete, buttons, glass pane, and an end rod, you can build a unicorn floaty.
Oh.
You saved my life! Or if unicorns aren't quite your style, you can build a duck, flamingo, or turtle floaty. They're beautiful. Help, I can't...
I'm AI.
This Slenderman statue is guaranteed to freak out anyone who spots it in the woods. First, you place down 2 black stone balls and 2 concrete, then give him a blank white player head.
Scarecrow
Next,
for
use levers for the
players,
shoulders
I
and
guess
end rods for the arms. And
so.
finally, use this banner pattern to create his suit and tie. Man, he really freaks me out. At least he's just a statue, though. Wait, where did it go? Ah! This Slenderman...
What?
While Minecraft offers a variety of default paintings for decoration, you can get even more creative by making custom paintings
Whoa,
using maps.
whoa,
Building the
whoa,
map
whoa,
art
whoa.
will take a ton of time, but it'll
Yup.
definitely be worth it. My favorite is this map of Starry Night.
How
It's so
did you
pretty.
make that?
Minecraft offers a Minecraft mob farms have just changed forever! You probably know that dogs in Minecraft can kill mobs and still make
Yup.
them drop loot. That's why they're often used in automatic mob farms. But there's always been one huge problem.
Why?
The 2 enchantments don't apply to their skills, so you're missing out on a ton of extra items. Until now. YouTuber RaiseWorks discovered a trick that gives dogs both XP drops and
Again?
looting effects when they kill mobs. Here's how it works. When zombies use spears, they charge forward to attack, and that lunge can hit other mobs in the way. By lining things up perfectly, you can have your dog bite the mob first, making it count as your kill, and then the zombie's looting spear finishes it off. This combo makes the mob drop XP and rare loot as if you killed it. Minecraft mob...
What the hell? We just watched a video about zombies can break any block, even bedrock. Now zombies can apply looting as a looting pet? What the frick? Bro, zombies are now the most OP mobs.
Farms have just changed forever! You probably... It used to be a meme that one day redstone will become so advanced that we could create Minecraft in
Yup,
Minecraft. But
I
it's
know
not just
this.
a meme anymore. This
What?
insane redstone computer houses all of the code necessary to run a simplified version of Minecraft, made entirely out of redstone in the vanilla game.
We know
it comes
that.
mining, crafting, smelting, working chests, and yes, even the ability to place
What?
blocks. This machine is of course so complicated that the game runs really slow, with a single frame literally taking hours to process. So it's not very fun or easy to play unless you make the server run at 10,000 times the speed. Regardless, I don't
Okay.
think redstone will ever get any better than this. This is easily the biggest redstone accomplishment in all of Minecraft.
No, they made ChatGPT in Minecraft. Here's it. Block GPT was created with redstone, although it needs to run on some kind of boosted server, otherwise it would take years to work. I just said that.
The end update is actually coming, and this might be our biggest leak yet. A Mojang
What?
developer named Ulraf recently gave an interview in Hebrew, which was later summarized by fans, revealing major updates about Minecraft's future updates and what to expect from the long-awaited end update. According to Ulraf, several developers are already working on a large upcoming update, separate from the smaller content drops we've seen recently. Right now, part of Mojang's focus is on simplifying Java servers, with a long-term goal of enabling cross-play between Java and Bedrock. PvP combat is also being rebuilt from the ground up. Mojang wants to eventually release a unified combat system that feels identical on both editions. Ulraf also mentioned that the developers prefer adding friendly creatures, like hamsters, instead of dangerous ones, to keep Minecraft's tone peaceful and positive. But the biggest reveal came when he was asked about the end update. Ulraf said it's inevitable, and it will focus on a wasteland theme. Players can expect new blocks, mobs, and minimal biomes, along with a completely revamped Ender Dragon fight. The goal isn't to make it lush or colorful like popular end mods, but to enhance positive. Players can expect new blocks, mobs, and minimal biomes, along with a completely revamped Ender Dragon fight. The goal isn't to make it lush or colorful.
Dragon
Netherworld
fight
blocks almost
ever.
look like a red liquid, so you can actually use them to build a bloodbath deep in the sewers. Since Netherworld blocks look sort of like blood, you can use them to create a blood pool trickling out of a sewer drain. Use iron bars to look like the sewer drain cover, and make sure you surround the stream of nether wart with slabs so that it looks like it's flowing through a tunnel. For extra detail, use some armor stands and item frames to make the blood pool look like it's filling up with skulls and bones as well. Netherworld blocks almost look like a red liquid, so you can... If an Enderman is pressed against a wall, you can shoot an arrow at it and the arrow will phase through the wall. The Enderman doesn't have to be in a minecart either. Just right up next to the wall and the arrow will magically travel through. If an Enderman is
because they have an invisible
This is the world's largest redstone repeater, and it actually works. You might think making a functioning giant repeater is pretty easy, but you have to remember, this was built without using an actual repeaters and the redstone itself. It had to be built to emulate all of the repeater's functionalities, including changing its delay when you right-click and locking it with another repeater. This means that what seems like a pretty simple redstone component is actually full of a bunch of really complicated redstone circuits. Yet despite that, the whole thing works exactly like a real repeater does. It's pretty cool that this is even possible, but I think I'll stick to just crafting my repeaters using some stone and redstone torches instead of wasting all of my iron on a ton of pistons. This is like a real
see that sound again.
I think I'll stick to just crafting my repeaters using some...
We all cry.
Once you're done at the beach, you can even close up your umbrellas with this simple design using fences and banners. Once you're... Everyone knows there are two types of flames in Minecraft, so a cool addition we can add into our houses is a fireplace that changes colors. Pistons are used to swap the blocks underneath the flames from netherrack to soul sand. It lets you easily change up the atmosphere of your house with the flick of a switch. Everyone knows there are two types of flames in Minecraft.
I don't like this phone.
The largest functioning beacon in Minecraft is only 4 layers tall, requiring 164 blocks to construct.
What?
But if you wanted, you could just keep making the pyramid bigger and bigger, which may not increase the level of the beacon itself, but does give you room to place more beacons, and better yet, just gives you really cool bragging rights. What's even cooler is building a beacon like this in hardcore, which is exactly what Mudflaps did when he built his massive iron beacon, complete with a huge iron golem holding it up in the middle of the ocean. To make it easier to construct, the entire beacon actually houses a massive iron farm inside. But Kalani made a massive beacon that's got a bit more bling, using emeralds instead. Similarly, a farm had to be made to even collect enough blocks to make this possible. But in this case, it was a raid farm built in the middle of the ocean instead of being built inside the beacon. Kalani's beacon definitely has a lot more detailing with a cool spiral going up the beam in the middle.
Like
but
the
Mudflaps
robot friend, I've seen that.
It's easy enough to create a simple grave using stair blocks, but they could use a little extra detail. We can use regular blocks like this potted dead bush, some candles, and a skull to give it more depth. But if we want to decorate with some items, we'll have to use invisible item frames. By placing down a few invisible item frames with wither roses to resemble dead flowers and bones to resemble, well, bones, we can add just a little extra storytelling to this grave. It kind of feels sad to look at now, like this grave has been long abandoned and forgotten. I'm not crying, you're crying! It's easy enough. Armor trims were introduced to the game in 2023. But what if I told you they actually existed 8 years before that? Minecraft Story Mode was a story-driven game, and one of the characters actually wore those blue-looking armor trims. Armor trims were introduced to the game in 2023.
Gabriel!
But what if I told you they actually existed 8 years before that? Minecraft Story Mode was a story-driven game, and one of the characters actually wore those blue-looking armor trims.